He'll go out to the SPX staging lanes. Rick DeBrule.
Out here with a very special Cadillac. In this case, it's a Cadillac Hearse. And look down, see that license plate, the WC609? That is the license plate that proves that this is the car that carried John F. Kennedy from the hospital to the airport where he was transported on Air Force One after he was assassinated in Dallas back in 1963. Now, there's a lot of stories about the cars that have come across the block in various years at various times associated with John F. Kennedy. There was a car here last year which was an ambulance. There was all kinds of questions about it. Ultimately sold to buyers who were very happy with it. This car, according to the consignor, according to Barrett-Jackson, no issues. The state of Texas has issued a title with that license plate in the front that proves that this is the car that transported. It's been in a private collection for 40 years, not shown to the public. Trade in hand just a short time ago, and now is being sold here at Barrett-Jackson. Once again, this is the car that transported President Kennedy to the airport in Dallas.
We are back at Westworld. On the screen, a video recounting the events around the assassination of President John F. Kennedy and the role played by the vehicle sitting center stage. The ambulance that transported the body of the late president through Texas to the airport for their long flight back to Washington.
Well, when FDR said a day that will live in infamy, he was talking about a much different event, but I will say November 22nd, 1963 will forever and now be known in my mind and heart as the day that will live in infamy.
And mystery.
Indeed.
Well, let's talk about this car a little bit. It belonged to the O'Neill Funeral Home, which had a contract with Parkland Hospital. It was on standby duty at the hospital when the president expired. When it was decided to load the president's body in a casket and into a hearse for the trip to the airport, reportedly Mrs. Kennedy did not want a black hearse. This car was chosen for the duty and carried the body of President Kennedy. And as Rick alluded, unlike the ambulance that was here last year that we know was one of 15 U.S. Navy Superior bodied ambulances on Pontiac chassis that the Navy purchased that year, we do know that this car has a continuous chain of ownership and that this is the car.
It belongs in the museum, piece of American history.
Of course, remember that Cadillac constructed commercial chassis and sold them off to body makers. This was done by M&M. And if you pan down the side of the car, you'll see that the rear structure from the cowl backwards is about 5 inches wider than a standard Cadillac. And again, there were 2,527 commercial chassis sent out from Cadillac to various vendors in 1964, and this is one of them.
I'm sorry, 150 with a little baby. 160 to you, Ryan. 150, 160. 150, 160. 160. 160. 150, 160. 160. 155. 155. 155. And here we go, Ryan. 155. 155 and a half. 155 and a half. 155. Now 60. 160. 160. 160. 160. 165 on once, twice, 165, so right here, $160,000 Amy.
Sold on the stage to a bidder for $160,000.